Good evening, everybody, and here it is, Sunday evening again, Sunday the 9th of September 2018, and finally, I do believe that we might have to change this sign that says Happy Birthday, Golivegranny. Hi James, nice to see you. Just thought I'd come on and do my usual, although I was a little late, and the reason I'm the late Mrs. B tonight is because I was having my meal. I was late with my evening meal, and so apologies that you've had to wait till, what's the time? 10:15, never mind. Hi guys, so I see 2 live streamers coming into the broadcast, people who have recently started their live streaming journey, people who I've met this week, and I've been very impressed to see them. Hi Tracy, nice to see you there. Several people coming in. I was just saying as I started the broadcast, I really will have to change this tomorrow because it says Happy Birthday Golivegranny. Well, the reason I didn't change it tonight is because there's still a lot of birthday messages coming in. I've had something like 230 messages on Facebook, on all the different parts of Facebook, because of course some came in on the page, some came in on different messages. Hi Janet. So I'm still counting it as my birthday today because still lots of belated messages coming in, but tomorrow I will have to change the sign. Hi Janet. So how has everybody been? I've got my lovely sunflowers here that lovely Rose, the wine lady, gave me. I'm wearing this lovely scarf that Sam gave me, Sam and Rudy, the guests that came last night for my party. So those of you who didn't see that, I expect everybody knows now that I got kidnapped on Wednesday. No, I came to Kettering on Tuesday for a meeting to be the guest speaker where I met various members of Tristan's, sorry, there's messages pinging down still. So I met various folk, and I seem to have inspired some of them to go on and to do live streaming. And that was the intention. When are they letting us have you back? Well, I got a train ticket booked on Tuesday, but it's not to come straight to the island. In between me doing this, my daughter reached out and said, "Mum, can you look after the children?" So this is my real grandchildren. This is not my big adopted group of grandchildren. So my real grandchildren, they need looking after on Wednesday evening. So I'm going from here on. Now this is if the plans work out. I have a ticket to go from here at lunchtime on Tuesday, arriving in London for Tuesday evening and Wednesday, and all being well, but who knows, I should be back on the island on Thursday. But watch this space, I haven't booked my ticket from London yet. Have they paid the ransom? Look, you see, Tracy, that's what's... And my lovely friend Sandra, who from the island, who runs Vibe Tribe, she said I ought to be able to top my pension pot up by getting people to pay for the ransom. So there you go. I said, I'm not sure people will pay a ransom to get me back. But she said, well, it was worth a try. So we'll see, who knows. I do have a sponsorship page where you can sponsor to help me carry on doing my live streaming. If you want to know about that, give me a message. But it's been a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. Yesterday particularly was an amazing day. Not the birthday I'd planned at all. I was due to have a lovely tea with my brother and sister-in-law, but that's now been that's been postponed. So I still got that to look forward to because they held me to ransom up here. They then gave me a fun day yesterday. And for those of you who weren't in last night's broadcast, it was quite a quick broadcast last night because I was partying with my friends. And so basically yesterday we went out for coffee, and when we got to Bewitched, the coffee shop, my other son and his fiance were in the coffee shop. I had no idea they were coming. They'd driven down from Manchester, which was a 3-hour drive. Yeah, you paid that. Oh, right. Okay, they've paid it. I wonder where they've paid it to. Oh, that sounds like they must have paid it to Tristan. Hey, is he making money out of keeping me ransom? I'm not sure that's a good idea. Anyway, so my son... Toby and his lovely fiancée Cheryl were in the coffee shop, so that was a lovely family time. I value my family time so much. I don't really No, we didn't. I didn't drink too much wine last night. Did you enjoy the? Were you in on the broadcast? Did you enjoy it, Tracy? I ended up downstairs in the neighbour's flat. Mark is one of Tristan's neighbours, and he invited me down. You know, I've heard some chat up lines, but come and see my motorbike was never one of them before. So I got taken down there to see the motorbike, and then the rest of the party came down because we decided to live stream while I was on the motorbike. So if you haven't seen that, go and have a look back at that. That was a lot of fun. You know, and it went out everywhere on social media. They were Snapchatting it, I think they were Instagramming it, they were Facebooking it, they were I don't know if it got out on Twitter. It went on an awful lot of places. It was a lot of fun, and it will be eventually up on YouTube. I haven't had time to get all my stuff on YouTube yet, so that stuff will be going up on YouTube. So yesterday it was a lovely party. Rudy, a new friend Rudy, that's friends with Tristan and Louisa. Rudy and Sam came. Rose and her husband Joseph came. I'm just working out who was around the table. Toby and Cheryl were here. Yes, and I'll tell you something, Tracy. I went down there on my own. This was somebody I just met just this week. Not only did I go down there on my own, now I shouldn't be telling you this, but he had one of his motorbikes was in his bedroom. So I got taken into the bedroom. I assure you it was to look at the motorbike, to decide which motorbike I was going to go on. And actually I went on the other one. The other one was easier to get on. A bit difficult, you know, I was sort of, you know, I did struggle to get on it, but, you know, it was a lot of fun. We had so much fun. And the fun thing is that the other people in the room are used to, well, not so much Toby and Cheryl, but the others are all in the room, are used to now being on live stream. They've recently started, naughty, but you know. Okay, I will keep the details to myself. Sorry, just a bit of fun. Once upon a time, you know, I'd never have talked about anything like this live on camera with a big audience, you know, like this. But actually, the funny thing was that Mark, who's the owner of the motorbikes, had said when he came in to join the dinner party, he said, I don't want to be live on camera. And then, of course, he ended up being live on camera, quite happy being live on camera. So it was a lot of fun. But hi, Sam. There's Sam. Sam, do you like the scarf I'm wearing? Look, lovely scarf. I have managed to blog my tea down it, so it's going to need a wash. Sam gave me the scarf. Lovely new scarf, lovely flowers there. I was so spoilt, you know, being spoilt by all my new friends. These friends have only just met me this week, and it's really lovely. So we had a wonderful time. No, we didn't get drunk. We had a lot of fun and laughter. The wine was provided by Rose. Rose is the wine lady. That is her, you know, that's what she's known as. She deals in Portuguese wine, and so obviously there was some wine. I'm not normally a drinker, but I don't mind a glass or two. And since it was my birthday, then I did. So it was fun. Yes, I'm sorry that I've made a mess of this. I'm going to have to wash it. But at least, look, I'm wearing it. It's not in the packet anymore. I'm wearing it. I haven't put the new socks on yet. I've got some lovely new socks. I will put those on. I haven't put them on today, but maybe maybe I'll wear those tomorrow. So anyway, what else has been going on? So yes, it was just a wonderful time. I don't even know what time we broke. What time did the party break up? I think, was it after midnight? What time did the party break up last night? Can you remember? I think it was probably about 1 o'clock in the morning. I think yeah. What time did you go out?
Just about 1.
Yes, so that's right. Tristan had to go off and do some nightclub stuff, and so that's right. That's when the party broke up. Paul wants to know when am I back on the Isle of Wight. Well, Paul Turk, one of my followers here. Yes, I have said alcohol, fun and frolics. No wonder you don't want to come home. Well, okay, there we are. Throw the gauntlet down, Tracy. I'll come home if you throw me another party. How about that?
If anyone wants to try the wines, they can all pre-order them, but they have to get them on the day. We can only sell them on the 2nd of October.
Yeah, okay. So it's Tristan's saying if anybody wants the Portuguese wine, you have to pre-order them. There's something to do with their licenses, and if you want to know about that, let me know. but we were lucky enough to be able to sample them here, and then we enjoyed a lovely meal, lovely company. It was really good. So, and these are people, some of them I've only just met this last week. One, I knew Rudy, I met Rudy online, so we chatted online. I met Trey, I don't know, I'd spoken to Rose online, I think. The others I actually just met this week. So it was a lot of fun. So, but tomorrow I will have to change the sign. I think, you know, it will have to go. And of course, can you see we've got two light boxes together because Golivegranny is too long to go on one. There's one, that's the length of one light box there. Look, so can you see? Thanks for all the love coming in. So that's just one light box there. So we needed two. So we've got to decide what's going to go in the top here when we take out the happy birthday bit. But we've got lots of letters, so we can make some lovely things. I could do, I don't know. Give me some suggestions, folks. Polite suggestions as to what should go in the top bit here instead of the happy birthday. Tracy she can do wine, but she can't promise a man offering you a ride on his motorbike. And I can't see the rest of your message, Tracy. It's not, the full message isn't there on the screen. I'll have to look at it when I've finished broadcasting. Do you know something? I've never been for. I don't think I maybe once. I did once go on the back of a motorbike just to ride up the road. But I was terrified, absolutely terrified. I only went a few hundred yards and I was terrified. So they got me, you know, so all these sort of things that they're trying to terrify me with, rides on motorbikes, zip lines. They're now trying to get me promising to go on a zip wire. They said I will only do it if there's enough sponsorship for charity. I don't know. It's got to be at least £200 because I won't do it for less. That's on the zip wire. That was at Wicksteed Park. I went there the other day. Anybody who missed the broadcast there, on the day after on the day I should have gone back, so that was on Wednesday, somebody who'd been at the evening where I addressed the crowd, skydive, no, just press the button and go live, Granny. Yes, but skydive, whoa, I am having a wonderful time, and I have a wonderful time when I'm on the island, but I'm having a really wonderful time up here. And then, as I say, I will go to the grandchildren on the way back. So that will mean I've seen all three of my children and all my grandchildren by the time I get back. So that's lovely. Family time's always the best. And we also have another family occasion coming up next month when I will probably see them all again. Oh, there's lovely Rose. There is the wine lady. Look, Carrie Ann. So the wine lady had to go and spend time with her family today because I think her family were getting a bit jealous that she'd been spending too much time with us. So I hope, Rose, you've had a lovely day today. Rose is doing live streaming. Well, okay, maybe when I'm 80 I'll do a skydive. Skydive would absolutely terrify me. But of course, don't you do a skydive with somebody else? You know, if there's some handsome fella who wants to you know, help me to skydive, that could change my opinion. You know, I'm giving myself I'm giving you totally the wrong idea about me. The idea of jumping out of a plane does not fill me with wonderful, nice feelings. It terrifies me. The zip wire would terrify me. Jumping off also at Wicksteed Park, they had some towers where people jump off and onto a bag jumping, they call it. I would be strapped to somebody. Yes, my son did a skydive when he was in Australia. I'm glad he didn't tell me till after he'd done it because I would have been terrified just on his behalf, but he showed me the pictures of it. And I know a lot of people who've done skydiving. It's not really on my bucket list at the moment. So we'll see. I could change. Once upon a time, I was really more terrified of heights than I am now. I'm starting to overcome some of my fears, feel the fear and do it anyway. As I tell everybody when they have got to push the damn button on the phone to go live. And we have people in the broadcast who've done that. Rosemary here, Rose, she's gone live. She started her live broadcast. Guy, there we go. Oh, look, Rose is saying she had a smashing time. Her girls were so happy. They've confessed that they missed her. Oh, well, I'm glad to see that you were really, you know, that made it even nicer that you were actually there. I'm glad you had a lovely day with your family. you know, having had spent time with me and my family. So that was, I'm glad you had that. I've had a fairly quiet day. I haven't been out today. Have I been out today? Yes, I have been out today. I'm telling fibs. I went to church. We went over to Wellingborough, to a lovely church. Very water skiing. Ooh, no. I'm not a very good swimmer, and anything to do with the water terrifies me, which is really strange because, you know, I live on an island, a small island, and I have to cross the water regularly. But as a child, I was terrified on those ferries, absolutely terrified. I'm not terrified now. I go on them regularly. I don't really like standing at the side of a boat, you know, on the outside. I like to be in behind the glass. Then I feel safer. It's daft, isn't it? I don't know how that happens because you know safer if something's going to happen. It might happen, you know, but I do that regularly, and so many people, you know, go backwards and forwards to the Isle of Wight. I've shown you the people crossing often, the hover and the fast cap. But back to this morning, lovely church in Wellingborough, and I've forgotten the name of the church, and they're not in the room, so I can't ask them. What was the name of the church this morning? Everyday Champions, and it was a lovely, really vibrant, light, you know, lots of fun in the church, and well, looked at bungee jump. No bungee jumps. They want me to bungee jump, they want me to water ski, and they want me to skydive. Yes to skydiving. No, my son's saying yes to skydiving because of course he's done it, but I don't fancy any of these things. No, I'm not sure. You know, even the motorbike was stationary, folks. So that was okay, but I'm not sure. I couldn't sit on it for too long, which is why I didn't run the broadcast for too long, because I wasn't terribly comfortable while I was sitting on there. So that, you know, not sure about that. But anyway, lovely church this morning. Lots of lovely people welcoming me. Tristan and Louisa have been there before, so they knew some of those people. What about a motorbike? I've done that, Rose. I did it last night. You know, you were there. You saw my scarf flying away as I was on the motorbike. Who knows what I should do? But I'm not sure. Let's see. I've got to get back to the island first before I do anything. You know, even that seems to be very challenging to get me back to the island. As I say, I'm going via London, so I will be, hopefully, I think the plan is to be back on the island for Thursday. So anybody who's on the island, who's around on Friday, if anybody wants to meet up with me on Friday for coffee, more than happy to do that. Oh, no, she wants me to ask Mark for a real ride. I'm not sure that I'm ready for that. Dear, oh dear. So anyway, as I say, lots of fun. Huge amount of fun this week. And then we really will have to... So no, what are you going to... We're going to change these words. Happy birthday. So come on, folks. What about... What am I going to put in here instead of happy birthday, Golivegranny? Because really, I think officially by tomorrow, I really need to, you know, stop having this birthday sign up. I have had lots more people wishing me happy birthday today. A lot of belated birthday greetings come in. I know on Facebook it's been more than about 220, 230. Last year it was 175. Look how my lovely friendships have grown with lots more people. So it was I think about 225, 230. They were coming in different places, but Facebook does seem to count them up. Hello, Kareem. Thank you very much. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm just ending up enjoying the last bits of it, Kareem. Just was talking about my birthday party last night, where some of the guests that are in the broadcast now were here partying with me last night. So I didn't do a very long broadcast last night because we were drinking wine, enjoying good food and good company. As I say, lots of fun and laughter. And in my world, a day without laughter is a day wasted. And actually, this morning in church, the pastor, I don't know what they call them in that particular church, but the pastor, he was talking about the joy of laughter and, you know, how important it is. And, you know, lots of messages around laughter. So, you know, laughter is, you know, very good medicine. Make sure you take your medicine every day. A day without laughter is a day wasted. You know, laughter is the best medicine. So make sure you do. These days we try to laugh every day, whether it's, even if you're having a difficult day, there are things you can laugh about. We had an amazing time, didn't we, Rose? I didn't really want it to end, but of course you all had to get home. I didn't have to go anywhere. I just had to walk into the other room and get on my bed. So that was lovely. It's been an awesome time. Life is too short, that's right, and we must. And now it was really funny because in church this morning, when they were talking about laughter, back home I have a medicine tin that says laughter is the best medicine, and I'll tell you the story of that medicine tin. It's a lovely tin, but it's one of those that you can get in gift shops, and I was eyeing it up. I had envy, but it was sort of the end of the pension month, and I have to be careful, to make sure the pension stretches to the end of the month. And I was eyeing up this lovely tin that said laughter is the best medicine. And I was talking to a gentleman in the shop. It was in number 66, which is one of my favourite gift shops in Ryde. And in there they have got a little coffee table, so they can serve there's 2 seats to sit for coffee. It's mainly a gift shop, but they put these little seats in there for having coffee. And I was, okay, Janet, see you tomorrow. And have a nice day tomorrow. And so I was chatting to this chap while I was sitting there. I buy a lot of those little inspirational books I read from when I'm home. I haven't got any of them with me. They're all at home. But those little books that I read out, all those lovely sayings that I read from time to time. So there's a little book of calm. There's a little book of resilience. There's believe and achieve, and all different titles. And they're so lovely. And I sit the book shelf where they're on is right next to the coffee table, so I sit there at the coffee table and I have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and I'm reading these books. But this gentleman, lovely Michael, was standing there when I got in a conversation with him, because I do that. I tend to chat a bit sometimes. You can't believe that, can you? You wouldn't believe that I would stand and chat to somebody, just some random person standing there. Anyway, lovely Michael, I was chatting to him and he disappeared, and he came back and he'd bought the tin for me, and the tin says laughter's the best medicine. Now what I was doing, and we'll have to revamp this, I want you folks to send me some jokes privately so that we can have, what I used to do was Saturday night used to be Laughter with Lynn, where I'd actually get jokes in the tin and take them out, but people are supposed to send me jokes, and that's fine. You go to sleep. Yes, you've got a busy day ahead, Karim. Karim, I've met. He runs the lovely fruit and veg stall in the shopping centre here in Kettering. So I've met him and had some of his lovely vegetables cooked for me. And fruit. That's lovely, Karim. Okay, night. I'll see you again sometime soon. Thanks for coming in the broadcast. Yes, so on a Saturday night, it was Laughter with Lynn night, and everybody was supposed to send me jokes, and then they weren't sending me, and I was having to take too much time to find the jokes myself, and then somebody told me, I told a joke one night. That's okay. I told a joke one night. What did I say? Something about, I stepped on a cornflake. I'm now a serial killer. And somebody said that was such a rubbish joke, so that I stopped telling jokes, other than the ones that just come naturally. But most nights on here we have Laughter with Lynn. But if you want a specific Laughter with Lynn night, send me your jokes. I'll pop some in the tin. Somebody's giving me lots of love over there. That's really nice. And so we can do that again, because I've got that lovely tin that says laughter's the best medicine. It looks like a medicine tin, and it is. Keep taking the meds. We have to take the meds. Laughter really is the best medicine. Doesn't cost anything to laugh, and also takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. Did you know that? And so you need to keep smiling. Things like this, lovely beautiful sunflowers like this, always make me smile. Other things all sorts of things make me chuckle. And then there are certain things. Last night we were discussing some of the things that actually make us go into the real laughter. We were talking about Michael McIntyre, who is a comedian that I absolutely I get in stitches when I watch him. And actually what we did last night, we've been talking about Michael McIntyre. So Tristan got the laptop out and we pulled up some of Michael McIntyre's sketches, including the one with the Sarah with an H and Sarah without an H. You have to watch these. They are so funny. If you're having a time when you need a little bit of lifting up and Lynn's not on broadcast trying to cheer you up, then nip over to YouTube and look up Michael McIntyre or any of the other comedians. But Michael McIntyre, he just when I do my broadcast and I talk about some of the funny stories, it's taken from real life, like this time when I told you about when I spilt the coffee and made a designer blouse by having coffee all over a white blouse, a design that nobody else in the world had. It was my special design. But he does it so much better than I do. And he was talking about, as I say, on one of them, Sarah with an H and Sarah without an H. Then there was the one about the spices in the spice cupboard, and the spice jars were talking to each other and the salt and pepper come out of the cupboard all the time. But, then there was oregano. How often did oregano come out? Or how often, and have you, 5 spices, had he ever been out of the cupboard? No, he hadn't, and it was just, it's so funny. I mean, I only can just give you a snapshot of how it is. He just delivers it in such a funny way. Then we were talking about some of our other favourite comedians, Miranda Hart. I love her to bits. She's done some amazing stuff. And then I went on to talk about Morecambe and Wise, who, are being older. I'm talking about comedians who perhaps not here anymore, but actually had me in stitches. I recounted an incident from Allo Allo, the TV series. There was one that actually had me. I got to the stage. It didn't sound funny when I recounted it last night, but sometimes it's just how it catches you, isn't it? And on this particular thing, it was just a funny incident, and it just caught me in that funny mode, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was just one of those moments, So there was that. We talked about the 4 candles and the fork handles, the different ways of saying that. Is it 4 candles or is it fork handles? From the 2 Ronnies. I recounted the breakfast, the lovely breakfast sketch from Morecambe and Wise. There are so many things out there. So if you're having a down day, and as I say, nobody else is around, and I'm not here trying to make you laugh, then go onto YouTube and just look it up. Look up any of these things, or just look up light entertainment or whatever. I don't know what you'd Google for that if you don't know the names of the comedians, but just Google away, because Google will present you with some really fantastic things. It is just so amazing. Hi Leanne, nice to see you. And so, that's what I do. I mean, these days I don't have time to have any down, sad days, because you're all coming in, you're chatting to me throughout the day. I have so many pings on my phone now because my friendship's grown and grown. And so it's really not, I'm not knocking it. It just takes me a long time to get through all the messages these days. And you know what? I haven't done even any knitting. And get this, I brought my knitting with me, and tonight there was a bit of a lull in I don't mean that in a bad way, there was a bit of quiet time, and I thought, I'm going to get my knitting out. So I went to get my knitting out, found the knitting wool, found the books, couldn't find the needles. I thought, how would ever I come away with a bag of knitting wool and knitting books and no knitting needles? But I did find them. They were tucked down in the bag. But because I now use short knitting needles for when my toys are all small things, so I can do them on small knitting needles. But the reason hi Lyndon, the reason I use the small knitting needles is because some of these blouses that I had had lace on them, and the longer knitting needles were getting caught in the lace on my blouse. It's a real first world problem for a knitter, as you can tell. So anyway, so I've now got the short knitting needles, but as I say, I went in the bag to find them and I couldn't find them. But what I want to do, and I don't think my daughter watches into the broadcast, and even if she does, well, that's too bad. My grandson's just started school, and I want to make him a little schoolboy like him. But of course, again, I've got first world problems, because the pattern has got a little schoolboy on it with trousers on, and I need to make short trousers. So I got to work out and I was thinking, if they tell you how to make the legs and then put trousers on them, that was easier. But I've got to now work out. So for shorts, I suppose I'd knit a bit of pink for his leg, and then so I've got to jiffle with the pattern, you know, and I just like it when I don't have to jiffle with the pattern, but I am experienced enough as a knitter to solve that problem. Then of course I looked a bit more, and that little schoolboy has a blazer on, and hi Ian, and my grandson doesn't wear a blazer, he wears a sweatshirt, so I've got to have a look at that and change that. But I will say that is easier than the doll. Oh, I haven't got the doll here that I could show you, but Tristan, can you bring Emily's little doll? Sorry, no. Oh no, okay, that's all right. Okay, I will get it in a minute. So there's a little doll I did for graduation, similar to the one that I want to knit for my grandson. My grandson's one is not so complicated. It hasn't got so many bits, so it will be quicker. Sorry?
Have you got different colours there?
No, yes, I'll show you. I'll tell.
Well, not the last time.
Yeah. So Tristan's talking about, because I had some challenges with the thing. Hi, Ian. Yes, with the graduation doll. I'll explain why when the prop will arrive over here shortly. As I say, I haven't done knitting for ages, and as I say, I thought I'd do some tonight, and then got challenged by not finding the needles, which I did eventually, and I couldn't believe I'd come away with knitting wool and books and no needles. But while I've been away, exciting times. I've had a message from the library, and one of those books I've been after, that I was, I don't know if Leanne Johns is still in the broadcast, but she knows that I was looking for the little knitted fairy tales, and I've got the little knitted book of nursery rhymes, but that was the fairy tales book I wanted, and I've had a message from the library that they've now got it in for me. So when I get back, if ever I get back to the island, I've got to be back by the 17th. I've got to be back by the 17th, because if I'm not back on the island by the 17th, Tristan, they won't save the book, the knitting book for me any longer. No, definitely not. So there we go. So here we are. So here's lovely. This right, folks. Are you ready for this? This is the doll I made for Louisa when she graduated, and it's a bit more complicated than it might appear. It's got, first of all, the pattern had only one colour here, but because her graduation colours were 2 colours, I had to add on. I couldn't knit another row. It wasn't like that. I had to stitch this blue. That was extra. I don't mind doing these things because I enjoy it. So look, that had to go all the way around there. So she's got a scroll here, and then we've got the skirt, and the gown was quite. I thought I was going to do this much quicker than I did, but it wasn't as quick as I thought. And then mortarboard look, and this, and then the real challenge was the hair, because most people have hair, well, what am I trying to say? More or less one colour. But my challenge was very interesting coloured hair. I love it. I love the hair to bits. And the hair's changed. This week the hair's got ringlets, but it didn't have, the doll didn't have ringlets. She had, look, this sort of hair like this and hair down there. And because Louisa's hair was different colours, I was really challenged. Now, when she was at my house, I managed to match this colour to her hair while she was there. She didn't know what I was doing. She was sitting in the chair, and I could match that to her hair. But the top part of her hair was different colours, and in the end, Tristan took a picture, because actually apparently she was changing her hair colour while I was knitting this. She was changing her hair colour, so in the end he had to take a picture of it and send it to me, and that was the best I could do. It had blue, but it had like a silver and a dark colour, so I had a ball of wool that was silver and dark, and then I had another ball of blue wool, and I put them together to make that. So I think that was more of a challenge than the little schoolboy will be, but you know, there's always a challenge. Never comes without a challenge. But I love it. I love a challenge, as you know, and I've thoroughly enjoyed making this and then sending it off in time for the graduation. And you know, congratulations there with graduating with the first two. So that was excellent news. So there we are. She sits on the shelf in the other room. I better put her back in a minute. So there we go. Whoops. Oh dear, I've just knocked a bottle over. I tried to sit her against the plastic bottle and the plastic bottle fell over. There we go. I'll give you your graduation doll back. So and since then, somebody else has messaged me and said, where did you get the graduation doll pattern? Because somebody else wants to do a graduation doll for somebody in their family who's graduating. So I never know what I'm going to do next. I do believe I ought to start knitting some nativity scenes, because last year I did some small nativity dolls and they were very popular. So I think, you know, Christmas isn't that far away, folks, is it? Sorry to mention the Christmas word, but it's not very far away. So I do need to get on and do some of that. But as I say, I got out the stuff to do tonight and then I didn't do any. But I was doing lots of other things. I was answering lots of social media, doing some social media management, which I do some of, and for me and some for other people. And then it's time to go live, because after all, I am the Go Live Granny. But Go Live Granny's a little bit tired, so I think I'm going to wrap up there and get some sleep. I'm not quite sure what's on the agenda tomorrow. Any ideas what's on my agenda tomorrow, anybody? Not yet, no. Sleep in. There's a message coming over there from Sleep In, so I might just do that, you know. Sorry? Running? Run in the morning? Running? No, they want to get me on the motorbike again. They want me to go on the motorbike, they want me to skydive, they want me to, what else? Skydive. So, well, somebody on here said, I can't remember who it was, somebody said that somebody of 80's just done a skydive. Yeah, no excuses. I said the 106-year-old in the zip line. Yes, today no. Louisa sent me a picture of a guy who's 106. Was it 106? 106 on a zip wire. I said, well, in that case, there's no need for me to try and beat him, because he's older than me, so I don't need to do it, because I can't be the oldest person doing the zip wire. So that, you know, I don't have to do that. Anyway, folks, I'm going to love you and leave you there. I'm going to go and get myself a hot drink, or somebody might make me a hot drink if I speak nicely enough. Or they might not. I might still have to do it myself. Anyway, love you lots, folks. Thanks for coming in. Nobody told me what to put in here. So what are we going to put instead of the happy birthday? Sorry? Leave it in the comments, folks, if you know what I should change it. Thank you, Sam. Absolutely. You know, I just got so many lovely new friends from up here. I really appreciate it. There's Guy coming in. Guy was doing his live streams earlier. Rose, did you live stream today, or are you going to live stream tomorrow? James was in here. He's been live streaming. So my mission of coming up here and encouraging people to live stream seemed to have worked, because we've had lots of people live streaming. We've been watching lots of the live streams. But I'm now going to finish my live stream and have a little chat with these lovely people before I go and have a sleep. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.